It's not long. That tiny moment of anticipation before the next song. But it's all the time we need. We've already studied every note, every beat, to bring you this song. Your song. Right here. Gotta raise a little hell.
Alright, well today we're going to be playing Prison Architect. This is Vicarious Gamers. We play the games and you watch us play them. Well, Prison Architect is finally in a stable release. This is a very fun game if you like anything like SimCity, any games of that nature. This is a great game for you. So in Prison Architect, you take the role of the architect, and you have to design and build a prison that's sustainable, profitable, and has the highest capacity that you can get. And in the course of doing that, you have to make sure that you maintain cash flow, that everyone in the prison's happy, that your employees are happy, that everybody's doing the things they're supposed to be doing. When you first start this game, you can't just run out and build a maximum security prison right away. You have to start out with a pretty hokey little setup. So instead of building regular cells, which are here, instead we start by building holding cells. Holding cells are somewhat convenient when you start, because instead of giving everyone their own room, you can instead make them all share a space. Maybe make that a little bit bigger. Come on. There. Okay. In addition to needing a holding cell, your prison's also going to need some type of canteen and kitchen. If you bring in prisoners and you don't build the kitchen and the canteen, they're not going to have anything to eat, they're going to riot, you're going to be real unhappy. So, in order to do that, first we build the kitchen part, and then we build the canteen part here. Okay. So, right now I'm just laying out basically floor plans. I'm not designating rooms or anything like that. So we put down a few things at first, just so we can get it going, and we're not holed up waiting for anything. In addition to needing a holding cell, needing a canteen, you also need your own power and water sources. This is actually pretty typical for prisons, from what I've been told. They tend to have their own electric and their own water systems, just in case the regular grid goes down. Okay. So your best bet is to enclose any structures like this. Okay. So, let's see, all these buildings say require entrance now. Whenever you build a building, you need to put a door on it. I'll put a door there. So we got lots of different types of doors. We've got small prison doors, large prison doors. If you're building a canteen, or really any structure where you think a lot of prisoners are going to go through at one time, put a large door on it. Otherwise they're going to get bottlenecked. I'm fairly certain it makes them more likely to fight. Okay. Close that back up. And, oh, I forgot to put an entrance on that. Shame on me. Doors like, things like this, you're really not going to have a way for the prisoners to get to them anyway, so so it's alright to put regular service doors on them. So these staff doors can only be opened by staff members with keys. They're not, however, in any way reinforced. It's a nice way for a minimum amount of protection. Okay. This is the electric line. For the electric line, just need to run it. You don't have to hit every one of these little lightning bolts here. You just need to get within the vicinity of them. With something like that, it tends to work just fine. We also need to run power up to this station here. So do both of those things. And then we'll start designating some rooms. Okay. So we're going to designate a shower. Probably like right here. Okay. And we're going to designate a holding cell. We're just going to make the rest of the area the holding cell. Holding cell. Not kitchen. Holding cell. Okay. You put down a room in this game, mouse over it, and it'll tell you exactly what you need to put. A minimum size, past that, 5 by 5. Failed to enclose it. Surrounded by walls and doors. Past that's indoors, need toilets and benches. And technically, oddly enough, you don't actually have to have beds in holding cells. You should put beds in holding cells. That way your prisoners can more comfortably live there while they're in transition to actual residences within the prison. So, looks like we're going to have to wall this off here to meet some requirements. That's fine. Okay. And then we'll take one of these out here. Very good. Now, go ahead and put in just enough beds to get a few prisoners in there and get some cash flow. I'll put some stalls in. Okay. And then we also need some benches. Okay, I'll put the benches here and here. Alright, now we need to finish the shower. So the shower needs shower head. We can do that. And we've already got some prisoners. That's unfortunate. I forgot to take the intake down to 0. We'll probably end up having somewhat of a riot on our hands. So before things get out of hand, we're going to drop down a guard. And that guard will see to it that the prisoners at least don't riot. Okay. So I have to get some water into this. So when you run water, you run big pipes. It's best to run big pipes outside of buildings. Otherwise they'll easily get tunneled into, and you don't want that to happen. I also need to lay down some capacitors over here. Capacitors just give you more capacity essentially for your power station here, a larger source of power for bigger buildings. Okay. So the last thing we need to do is put down some shower heads. Doot, 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 doot. And the drain. Here's the drain. Ooh. Very good. And I'm gonna have to put a door in between these here in order to meet the last specification that these holding cells be enclosed. And as soon as somebody does that, these prisoners should go in there. I hope. Okay, so the other problem with this holding cell right now, there's no canteen accessible by the cell. Prisoners in the cell will have nowhere to eat. That's exactly what I was talking about at the beginning. So we need to hurry up and finish this over here. Okay. So once I get rooms lined out, I tend to go ahead and just map out whatever structure I'm wanting to put in. It just makes it a lot easier to deal with it. Okay. So for kitchens, I tend to put a staff door in the back. And a lot of times I'll put an open jail door here. Just kind of limit access, right? Okay. I'll also run my utility line over here, because I'm going to need water in this kitchen. Okay. So now I'm going to need cooler, fridge, sink. Whenever you need anything to build or finish a room in this game, it highlights it for you. Pretty good deal. So we're going to put a cooker, 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 fridge, 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 sink, sink. Bin is not required, but it's a good idea. Otherwise you'll end up with trash all over the place. Nobody wants that. Okay. We need serving tables in this canteen. I'll see if we can accommodate that. It's good to put quite a few in here. Really get your canteen just as full as you think you can. I'll explain my spacing here in just a second. Okay, so I spaced everything 2 apart as far as the benches go, or the tables, so that I can put 2 benches, one on each side of the table, and have enough space. I really, really, really want to pack these things full. And I accidentally built something there. We'll get rid of it. And as soon as that's done, I can put the bench back in. Okay, so when you see these much larger bolts here, that just means I need a bigger power source. I need a direct connection. I can't have this these little wires that come out automatically. I have to have the direct connection to the equipment. Okay, so it's usually pretty easy to facilitate, connect it up like that. Then I have one water source that I need to take care of. So I'll go in with a small pipe here. I probably could have run that from this pipe over here. Doesn't really matter. And we're almost ready to go. The only other thing I need is somebody to cook food. Really need a couple of them. Whenever you start this game, it always feels like you really don't have enough resources. And you don't. You need to build small scale and work your way up to the bigger things. For instance, a lot of times it's very tempting to want to go ahead and put the big fence all the way around this, but you can't afford it. It's really, really expensive. You have to deal with something smaller. Okay, so this jail door, like I said, we're going to leave it open. Just going to make it a lot easier for these cooks to move in and out. Prisoners don't tend to kill cooks because they cook the food. Okay. And you see somebody's using the shower over here. If you don't put enough drains in your shower, you'll flood buildings and things like that. So we're not quite done here. There are no prisoners assigned to eat at this canteen. There are no canteens accessible by the cell. Prisoners in this cell have nowhere to eat. Huh. I'm not sure what they're getting at. Hopefully this will resolve itself by lunchtime. If not, we're just gonna have starving prisoners. Okay, well, either way, you got a little bit of cash flow here. That's good. We actually need to put 2 more beds in here. Otherwise, there's not really going to be enough room for everybody. Very good. Alright, they may not be happy, but at least they have somewhere to be. Okay. So one thing I like to do when I'm playing this game, I like to build these cheap fences, and I pretty much just box it all in until such a time where I actually eventually build the large fence that everybody wants around their facility. I'll put a jail door in the front, and essentially this is the prison complex. So you'll notice that I do have some accesses exterior to it. This is probably one of the most vulnerable right here. But there's still 2 jail doors, one of them which stays locked, really preventing anybody from just making a break for it. Okay, and once I enclose this, then I have that real direct pathway of how the prisoners in this holding cell are going to eat in this canteen. So if I don't close it off, it's really hard to transfer the prisoners from one place to another without them escaping. And that's more likely than not the reason why they wouldn't let this canteen feed this holding cell. So now we got our cooks going, they're making food, everything is good. Now I'm going to take a moment, sit back, and read through some of these to-do list items. Okay, so we'll start with read the CEO's letter. Okay, so there's a campaign mode in this game. If you play it, you'll know who this guy is. Basically, he's your nanny through the first 5 scenarios. Teaches you how to run the prison. I definitely recommend playing the campaign. It's very good. A little bit of story. Actually, it was a lot more impressive than I thought it was going to be. So, basically, he's telling you what I told you here. Get your kitchen and canteen up and running before the prisoners show up. Hire some cooks. You don't want prisoners on an empty stomach. And really, here's the biggest part. Building a prison is expensive. You have to become a master of raising volumes of money through grants and contracts. And I'll show you how to do that. So we'll delete this so it'll go off our to-do list. Now we have 2 to-do items. The first is prisoner intake. Now prison right now, it's closed to new inmates. I did that on purpose. Whenever you close a prison to new inmates, it's always going to show that item up. And it'll stay there until you decide to open it up to more prisoners. But I'm not going to do that right now, because really I'm at maximum capacity with 8 people in a holding cell. And the second item are visitors, 1 family waiting to visit. This part's probably one of the more frustrating things you have to build right away. You have to build a visitation center, and you have to do it pretty quickly. So, somewhere around here, it's probably an okay spot for a visitation center. I'll put it down. They don't have to be much. That's plenty right there. Okay. So they're going to put that together. To put a door on it. Now this one's always a little interesting. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put 1 door here. That's the door that all of the visitors are going to come through, okay? Then I'm going to build a little dividing wall here. After I do that, put a jail door in. I'll put a jail door in over here. I'm going to make sure that I fence this off. Okay. And when I do that, Really don't need that fence anymore. They'll get rid of that for me. Okay. Sometimes this happens. They put the jail door in sideways. I don't know. It's hard to find good help. So we'll dismantle that. And we'll try that jail door again. As soon as he gets done dismantling it. Okay. I'm not sure if that's something that I'm doing that makes it go in sideways. I'm guessing it is. But it does seem to happen to me once in a while. Okay. We don't need any water to this facility here. We just need electric. So I'm going to go ahead and outline the room. Visitation, right there. Okay. So make the whole thing the visitation area. I'm just going to say you need visitor tables. And that's all you need. The only reason I set this up is to make it difficult for prisoners to escape out of the visitation area, and also get the regular visitors an easy way to get into the facility. You don't want to put an external prison door, otherwise I won't be able to get inside. Okay, I'll put some of these visitor tables up. I'll put those up probably like this. And I'm going to do one more kind of strange thing. I'm just going to block it off. Right. As you can see, our prisoners are extremely unhappy. They want exercise, they want drugs, family. I can do 2 of the 3. Building a prison yard, one of the easiest things to put in. Problem is, a lot of times you end up leveling the yards later when you expand. That can be problematic. It's best off to start with a pretty big yard, because they really don't cost anything. You gotta fence them. That's the biggest expense. Okay. And then definitely put a regular jail door, a large jail door, on these. This will give everybody something to do. Okay. As soon as that's ready, I get going. Be very careful when you build outside structures like this and you go ahead and put the door in before it's enclosed. When you do that, a lot of times your prisoners will escape out. It's happened to me. It can happen to you. Okay. And I'm doing alright. A cache. I'd like to build another capacitor, but each one costs $1,000, so I'll probably wait. Let's see. With where we're at, I think this is a good time to go ahead and tell you about the grant system. Okay. So I've already pulled this up once, kind of in haste to get rid of the prisoners. But this report gives you a lot of finer access to the system. So we start with staff. It lets you fire people, look at how many people you have. No administrators, 2 cooks, a guard. You get to look at your prisoners. No high-risk prisoners, 6 normal, 2 low-risk. Don't take high-risk prisoners right away. This is your intake. You already saw me lower it to 0. I can do max, none, and I can also mix up the ratio of prisoners that I take in. And this screen just lets you see what everybody's doing. And lastly, we've got grants. Now there's a bunch of grayed out tabs, and we'll get to those whenever I unlock them. But you've got basic detention center, need holding cell, shower yard, kitchen, canteen, 2 guards, 2 cooks. This is a super easy grant to get. In fact, all I have to do is build another guard. But to do the grants correctly, I'll show you the real way. If you want a grant, the best thing to do is to click on it first. You can have up to 2 grants at a time. And when you click on a grant that you want but you don't qualify for, usually you get some money in advance. In this case, even if I don't have all the requirements, I still get 20,000 out of the $30,000. So if you're wanting to do things like expand your prison and you see a grant that say maybe lets you have more prisoners or bigger recreational areas, things like that, click on them, as you'll probably get the money you need to finish it. When you click on one, they show up over here. Tells you what you need. Hire at least 2 guards, 50% right now. Need 1 more guard. Okay, so and we have administration center, inmate health and well-being, and staff well-being initiative. I will probably go for the administration center one right now. Okay, so you can see that upped my cash pretty good. Okay, so the first thing, I'm just going to drop a guard down right now. Boom. There's $10,000 for me. Okay, after that, we're going to look at this other one that I got. Administration Center. Build 2 officers, hire a warden, unlock finance through bureaucracy, hire an accountant. Okay, this bureaucracy up here, I can't even access it if I don't have a warden. So I have to start by building these 2 offices. Offices are best built kind of outside of the area of the prison. They have to have 4x4 interiors. And you play this game for yourself, it'll tell you that. There's no secrets. Okay. So technically I really only need a building this big. And I need 2 of them. I don't think, yeah, I can't build there, but I can build right here. Okay. And actually, if I finagle it, I can get 1 more. Yeah, I can get 1 more here. Okay, that's what I'll do. That'll get me a 3rd office on the corner. Needs an entrance. Use staff doors. A couple of them. Okay. Alright. So now I'm going to go ahead and block these off. I like things blocked off and separated in this game. Just think it looks better, works better. Put a staff door in here and in here. Run utilities really quick. Okay. Now each one of these, let me lay it out for you. Office, where's the office? Okay. See, it even highlights the office if you need it for the grant. Very convenient. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. Each office needs a chair. Each office needs a desk. Okay. And each office needs a filing cabinet. Okay. Alright. So now we have the beginnings of an administration. Since I've already got, it looks like, pretty much one of these offices done, I'm going to drop a warden down. As soon as there's an office available, he'll take it. And pretty neat, it'll actually spell out warden's office. So you get to know which one it is. And whenever you do that, things like that, you get a Polaroid picture. It's kind of cool. Mostly it's annoying because it doesn't go away right away. Okay. So, I've got that. Now I've got bureaucracy, so I build 2 offices, hire a warden, Unlock finance through bureaucracy. Hire an accountant. Okay. We're going to do finance. Since we're here, we might as well do a couple other things. So, I know that I'm going to want to work on health. I know I'm going to want psychology, security, maintenance. Don't need legal right now. Don't really ever need micromanagement. Not for how I tend to play it. Until I get to the very end. Okay. Essentially, we just have to wait on those. Alright, so the prisoners are headed back to their cells for the evening. This game tends to default sleeping hours to like 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. Not sure if that's actually representative. Seems pretty late to me. But whatever. I'd like to show you just how scuffed up and nasty the floors are getting. There's a bunch of just gunk everywhere. Pretty gross. And I hear the sounds of a fight breaking out. And none of my guards... Here they go. Here they go. I'm going to break this up. Let's see if anybody died. Okay, nobody died. But, unfortunately, since they're fighting now, we're probably going to need to build an infirmary. Otherwise, we'll end up with dead prisoners. And dead prisoners are not good for your bankroll. Okay, I'm going to put the infirmary over here. Well, yeah, I'll put the infirmary over here. Or maybe... I'm having a tough time on this one. Maybe... Yeah, I'll do it over here. Okay, 6 by 10. I'm going to put a jail door on the back of it and run my signature really long fence all the way up to here. I'm going to get rid of this and this. Okay, go ahead and outline the infirmary if I can. Nah, I still haven't finished health. So let's check on that, see where we're at there. I have got 5 hours and 59 minutes left. Looks like it's working on them one at a time. Finance is approved though, so I can go ahead and hire my accountant. Okay, and just like the other one, they take the office. For some reason, the workers tend not to pick up some of this junk that they just leave lying around. It's probably my fault for not organizing them better, but what can I say? Okay, we can run utilities down here. We can... Oh, here's something I like to do. It's not really required, but I do like just to put grass in the yard. And if I can, I tend to put some workout equipment in the yard. Okay. I don't like to put phone booths in the yard. And we'll talk more about that when we do common rooms, wiretapping, that kind of thing. Just tends to cause some problems. Alright, still got $30,000. I think it's time to build cell block B. Or cell block A, I should say. So, I'm going to do a little math. Each cell block is essentially in need of 5 spaces, or 4 spaces. They need 1 and 1 for each of the walls, so multiples of 4 plus 2 should be enough for your facility, so let's go with 30. And then as far as on the angle, each one is 3 plus 2, so we can do 32, or we can do like 26. Okay, then we'll see if my math is right. This is a pretty big cell block. Okay, put down. I'm gonna have a lot of jail doors here, but I'm gonna make this a wall. So this will be the cell, the end of the cell wall, and then the door. We'll put in 1 door from now. Everything else will just kind of base off whatever this outline is. We don't have to build all the cells right now. We can definitely change the shape if we need to. So we pretty much just need to let these guys build it. Probably a good idea to throw some more workers down, get it done faster. Look at them, so industrious, so busy. Okay, now we're still running on 8 prisoners. And we'll continue to run on 8 prisoners until we get something done here. And this could take a while. Yep. Okay. So that's done. Something I find kind of annoying in this game is I don't know why, but if you build next to a fence, they don't put the wall up. They just count the fence as the wall, which is wrong. Okay. Alright, I have to leave that little bit of fence right now. But the rest of it can go away, 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 away. Alright. Starting to look like a prison now. For some reason that didn't get built. Okay, it's on the list. Now, how to build a real live prison cell. Part 1. Put a thing there. Put a thing there. Okay. Put a thing there. Put a thing there. Put a thing there. Put a thing there. Rinse. And repeat. And when you get to this little bit left over, actually I did this pretty good. I could put another cell in, but I'm not going to. I'm going to make a shower. Okay. Then, basically, repeat on the other side. Okay. It's pretty easy to mess up the first one. Okay. You see, we're pretty much going to do the same thing in the opposing pattern. So, I'm going to drag this down, make it a little easier to figure it out. That's just a personal preference, but I really don't like the doors to match up. I just have the suspicion that the prisoners are plotting against me when I do that. Okay, so I do that. Now, every prison cell needs a door. Don't put the doors in first, put the doors in last. Otherwise, the guard will have to come open up the door every time somebody wants something. So we're going to run that straight down there. Very good. Okay. I'm going to define this down here as being the shower area. Okay. And probably wall this off. Now, every cell needs a bed, needs a toilet, needs a door. And we're not going to put the doors in. So, just go down the line. And put your beds in. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Ba-doom, ba-doom. Same thing with toilets. I like to put the toilet across from the cell door. I just think it's funny to think about. Somebody taking a duke, the guard walks by, and there he is, duking, staring right into his eyes. Duking it. Okay. As far as utilities for water goes, I'm going to need to bring this water main a little bit closer. Never bring it directly next to the facility, though. You're going to have a bad time. So, bring it up, leave a space, run your line straight down, and hopefully you'll have enough water pressure to make that work. Let's finish the shower. It's beautiful. I'm not sure if the water pressure is going to make it all the way down here. If it doesn't, we'll run the line this way, up against the visitor area. And I probably have the infirmary now. I do. We'll put that in. We will build some popsicle beds. Don't overload it. And put in a doctor. And this is a good one to leave this one open. Okay. It's almost all done. Go ahead and define the cells. You can just pretty much drag it over. Like that. And they're all going to say the same thing. Got no doors. So add some doors. See? That time I did it to myself. Alright. Very good. As soon as these get built, we should see some of these prisoners over here getting moved over here. And we'll probably also see... Yeah, here it is. You can carry a lot more prisoners now, which is great. Okay, so right now I can build chief, the foreman. I don't have enough offices for both of them. I'm going to do the foreman first. Insufficient funds, I'm not going to do that. Since I actually finally have insufficient funds to do the things I want to do, I'm going to let some more prisoners in. I'm probably going to let in, 10. 10's good. I do that for a day. And after that, we'll be done. Alright, so I only have $944 left. time to look at the grants. Okay. Cell block A. So, we have to raise your prisoner capacity to 15. We already did that. And now I have $40,000. Inmate health and well-being. Build a medical ward, hire 2 doctors, hire a psychologist. Okay, we can do that. We'll put there prison maintenance. Unlock maintenance, unlock cleaning, unlock groundkeeping, hire foreman, 2 janitors, and a gardener. That sounds like a pain, but I actually really need to do that. So let's do it. Well, let's go to bureaucracy. We'll get started on the cleaning part. Okay. We're going to have to make our next person the foreman so we can actually start working on the cleaning. Very good. For now, we'll work on this. Hire 2 doctors and also hire a psychologist. We'll have to build the office for the psychologist first. And you know, usually you put the psychologist a little bit closer to everybody else, but I'm going to have to get another psychologist eventually anyway, so for now I'm not going to worry about it. What I think I will do, though, let's put a prison door here, a prison door here, and another fence. Just make it hard. Hard, really hard, if anybody wants to get over here. Now, if I do that, I'm going to have to fence the rest of this in. I have enough money I can draw it out a little bit. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then lastly, for the convenience of it, well, nah, I'm good. Fast forward this. Okay, we've unlocked maintenance, working on cleaning, need to hire the doctors and the psychologist. All right. And let's go ahead, since we have the money, and put in, let's put in the rest of these. Alright, and here come our prisoners. Now, since we have the cells, they're not going to go to the holding cell, they're going to go straight to the regular cells. And this is the most well-behaved any of these prisoners will ever be. Let's click on it. Adam Rowe, sentenced to 3 years for aggravated vehicle theft. Ex-wife, son, daughter, father. 3 years on his sentence. And we're going to need more guards. That's quite the little bottleneck right there, isn't it? Okay. We now have enough capacitor for a very, very long time. Put the psychologist in here. We'll make this an office. And now it's his office. Alright, we knocked that out. And we just need 2 doctors. And we'll get $10,000. I've got one. Now I have 2. There's 10,000. Prison maintenance. Unlock groundkeeping. 2 janitors and a gardener. Okay. Oh, I didn't see that one. I should have clicked on it too. 2 janitors. And then we'll work on the gardener. Now we have a little excess cash. So there's one thing that I want to build in addition to that. Hopefully it's available. Clone. Yep. Clone's very useful. It lets you essentially take a small space of built land and clone it and build it over and over and over and over again. Really, really useful for making cell blocks. I do need to make sure that my prison intake goes down. I'll leave it at 1. 1 prisoner. If we've got 20 prisoners, we probably need a couple more cooks too. Eventually we'll be able to get the prisoners to actually assist in tasks like cooking and cleaning, and that'll help a lot on our costs. But for now, we can't really do it. So as soon as cloning's done, as soon as gardening's done, there, it's done. I have a gardener. Alright, we've gone through a couple more grants. Grants are really a good thing for this game. And they're a good way to give yourself goals and objectives so you're not mindlessly playing it. So let's look at a couple more. Visitation rights. Build a visitation room, add at least 3 visitor tables, build a common room, add a pool table, 2 TVs, and 5 phone booths. Okay, you can do that. Security procedure certification. Hire a security chief. Hire 10 guards. Unlock patrols through bureaucracy. Assign 3 guards to patrol routes. I'm going to skip down here because I happen to know that I'm fairly certain we can do this. Cell block B. Raise your prisoner capacity to 50. Okay. We can do that. Let's start with visitation rights. We need to build a common room. We'll put it right here. Oops. Okay, requires an entrance. This one needs a locked jail door on it. Also going to need to move our fence. Okay. And in moving our fence, you can also delete this fence over here. Very good. Alright. We'll need a common room. Okay. I know it's going to need electricity. So we'll take care of that. I'm probably just going to run it concentric with that. It's very tempting to just run these down right now. I'm not going to do it. We need a pool table. We need 2 TVs. Okay. We need 5 phone booths. I know it seems weird to put all those chairs right there, but I have a reason. And we'll put the stupid chairs there for watching the stupid TV. Okay. Well, we have met that criterion. And our prisoners will be very happy to have these phones, and they will use them to ask people to bring them in drugs and knives and all kinds of things. And it'll cause more problems than it was worth, but apparently it's humane. And I see clones ready. Since clone's ready, we can go ahead and clone stuff. And yes, it's that easy. As you can see, we're going to have some issues over here. And unfortunately, I've already built my common room. But I can put a door in. Right here. And I can run my utilities. Right here. And I can run my piping. The clone tool does not do that for you. Okay. Now I'm also going to clone this shower. That just makes it way too easy. Alright. I do have one prisoner that needs to go to solitary. I don't really like making the solitary cells. They're not too useful. But I could make some down here. Actually, that's not a bad idea. So solitary cells are really pretty. They're not great. And as far as like their standard, but they're meant to be a punishment. Usually, your prisoners stay in there from anywhere from 2 to 5 hours, nothing longer than that. That gardener's doing a great job. Look how much cleaner it is in here. Except for that. Okay. So we'll finish up this cell block requirement stuff. I'm going to have to do something different over here. I'm a little perturbed, but we'll get over it. Now, on some of these, I actually can just use the design I want. Over here. I just need to build these out a little bit. But when I get here, I'm going to be one short. Okay. So I'm going to build my foundation out. By what? And you know, I'm going to take a slightly different approach here. I'm going to get rid of these. I'm going to put that other TV That's one of the crazy things about the grants. I get the grant, and then I can just demolish it all if I wanted to. Okay, now that I've done that, I can extend this, and I can tear this wall down. Right now. I need some more workmen. Once this is done, I'll get rid of them. I just kind of want this to be pretty much done by the end of the day. Looks like they might have forgot to put the... Yeah. Alright. So it looks like it's all going to work out. Now I can go ahead and put these in. Right, do the utilities here. Okay, they've already got that. I just need to run my small wires. Sorry, small plumbing. I need to run that out a little bit longer. When you get a bunch of X's like this, it says there's no route. And eventually they will be built. It's just gonna take longer because they're a little confused. So since this has been laid down, it's already got the cell mark on it. See, we've already got up to 33. I'm just pretty much waiting right now. This building requires an entrance. Wouldn't you know? So this is going to be our max, or our solitary. We'll put a jail door on it. Sure. You knock down this wall too. Okay. This is looking pretty good. What's the issue here? There are no canteens accessible to this cell. Okay, somewhere along the way, I have... Yep, that's what it is, right there. Well, these guys are going to get pretty freaking angry. I'm gonna build some more staff. I keep saying no route. Well, let's take a look and see what everybody's doing. We've got something going on. Everybody here has a job queued, but they're not doing the job. Okay. We're going to get rid of all these workers. We're going to rehire them. We're going to see if we can't get them to actually complete the tasks. Okay. Now let's see what it says. Probably the same thing. Well, this is a problem. So we're going to cancel that. Oh, and hopefully that helps. I'm going to put this fence back up. I'm going to put it here, though. Oh-ho-ho. Alright, let's see if this helps. For some reason the foundation extended past that. Not really sure how that happened. But whatever. If these guys don't eat, they're gonna get real angry. Part of the problem is this door is damaged. Okay. Put that fence back in. And try and build a solitary confinement one more time. Okay. Okay, everybody happy. Kinda. Alright. Okay. So let's try to run utilities again. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And that got put down. I didn't get any farther than that, but it got put down. Somebody's getting held up on something. I wonder if there's not any way to do that. Alright. Alright, for now we're still at 33. Shouldn't be any block jobs now. Nope. Everybody's queued up to do something. Huh. Well, I don't think there's a door. Well, this is pretty much driving me crazy. Ever since you got here, Foreman. All these jobs are queued and you're not doing them. That guy's doing real good. Why is he in there? Wow. Okay. I was reading through this. Alright. I'm gonna cancel that. I'm gonna bulldoze it. I can't bulldoze that. I think my game's broken. Just... Jeez. I wonder if I need to... No? Okay, there are no tasks in this prison. None. So now that there's no tasks, I really would like them to do this. Please. I don't understand why this is possible. Okay, well, he built one. He did. He did try to build one. Looks like it's getting done. And now I have to go and clone the interiors again. Not really a big deal, just a little frustrating. Okay, I'm going to put the jail door on that again. I hear somebody. Right there, he's my hero. Looks like they're starting to build stuff. Has something to do with something over there. I don't know. The game still needs a little bit of work. Okay. I'm gonna try this again. I bet yeah, it's all gone. Alright. I think it's safe to actually hire some of these guys again. Well, that was annoying. I'm not exactly sure why that happened. Oh. There's a problem. Alright. Now we're up to 44, 46, 47, 48. $49. Bingo. Alright. Apparently my staff are exhausted. Need to build a staff room so they can rest.